We are playing our favorite list of Murktide. It's basically quite standard, quite a stock list. We have Fury in the sideboard that I'm really hesitating if it should be a third explosives. We try a split of Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon. Probably it should be double Blood Moon, but I don't know. And well, we have spicy things like Jace. We don't play the Shaman on the main deck. We play Shredder, and the main reason is like I think it's quite weak in the Mirror March, the Shaman and the Channeler, sorry, and the Shredder is really strong. Waiting for them to decide when to start. This hand is really medium, but the fact of having Ravagan and a protective spell pierce and being able to deploy also probably Shredder quite soon and get rid of the lands make me feel like I want to keep it, so I will keep this. Let's see what we are facing. Okay, so Misty Rainforest we fetch for Steam Band, we get Shock, so 2 damage for us. Play Ravagan, we pass the turn. Okay, it's Living End. We are going to have some Cascade ongoing. I think here the fact that Ravagan is going to work for us also as a Birth of Paradise is fantastic. I don't think Ravagan is going to really find much things, but you know, it's always nice to take one card. Well, that one is a good one. I think here we're going to play Polluted Delta, and we're going to play Shredder, and I think we're gonna pass. Okay, this card is pretty good. It gives you card selection and also allow you to put later 7/7 into play that makes my creatures smaller, like if it was relevant, but it isn't. So here we go for the first Cascade. There is a Living End into the grave. So this is really good news for us because it means that there is only probably 2 more Living Ends. So with this one more, and then there is another one coming. So let's put the trigger of Cascade in the stack and let it find the Living End. We mill with the Ledger Shredder. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt could be quite relevant for us to allow us to close the game earlier. So I think I'm going to throw here Ledger Shredder. And now we're going to try to counterspell this with a Spell Pierce. Yeah, so let's see what happens. So now we have to kill also the Shirtless Agent. Wow, this is a very, very good draw. It would just put us so ahead in the race. I think here we can go face. Yeah, I think we can go face. Maybe he has Force of Negation and he's thinking to use it. Okay, so let's go face here. Let's see if we can find another counter spell. That would be super awesome. We find a land. And now we just move ahead. If we find the Living End now on the top, this is it. Do we have Living End? What did we find on top of Steam Vents? We found. Okay, good. So now I hope he has Shardless Agent, because if he doesn't, then it's a big problem for us. Yes, Saturday's agent is fantastic. We let like before resolve the trigger. We put our trigger first. Well, we get rid of a land here, and now we are going to counterspell that. And now we have the agent on the table, which is a bit disturbing, but okay, it's what it is. Wow, wow, this is pretty awesome because we can do like this Otarawa here. And now we attack. Otawara, no Otarawa. And I think we should pass because he might have a force of negation. So I think we let them do. Now we let them do. He has the fourth living end. I don't think so. Yes, he does. Okay. Okay, okay. Well, he cycles, and now it's the perfect spot to lightning bolt then. Well, he plays 4 living ends main deck. I'm not used to see that. Usually they have the fourth in the sideboard. I was quite surprised about that. And I think it was the right call to wait until their turn to lightning bolt then. Otherwise, we could have some issues. Here I think, it's a no-brainer to put the unlicensed here, although on the draw they are a little bit worse, but pretty solid card, hate card here in this matchup. Well, we are going to think a little bit here. So we won the disputes for sure. And I think we won the Flusterstones. If the opponent is pretty good, as it seems he is or she is, we have these Blood Moons that are not that good, I would say. And here also we could put like some subtlety for hardcast creatures, and also like it's a trick if they are going to resolve a quite poor living end, you can drop them into the graveyard, get them back, and go for the last 3 damage that you might need. Here I think in this matchup this is a good card, but it's probably too heavy. We have useless cards like Lightning Bolt or can help you for hitting the last damages, and we have also Dress Down that feels quite bad. The question here is if I really want the Blood Moon on the draw, or I prefer to have a Charm for counter spelling. It's a difficult goal. I think I will go for the Magus here. Yeah, I feel like more like having the Magus. Well, let's see. It's not an easy matchup. I think Livinent is a very resilient deck. Many ways to do very well what they best do. I think this hand, it's like a trap. You feel like you want to keep it. You have Dispute, you have the Charm, but I think it's not really that good. This one is pretty solid. I mean, we have to consider to fill in the grave quite early. We have the expressive to search for things, and we have one pierce to protect ourselves from one shirtless agent. Let's see if that works. When they are on the play, it's really problematic because they are quite consistent on finding the cascade spell on turn 3. It's very unusual. I've seen probably more that they don't hit the lands. That's quite common, rather than really not being able to cascade in turn 3. So here we have Ravagan. I think we are going to play it. It's really solid for starting with. Yeah, so he might have something. Okay, just cycling some Architects of Will. Architects of Will is a really amazing card. It does so much work, so much work. Yeah, let's go with our Ravagan for it. Here I think we have to do first expressive. What is he going to do? Why he fetch now? It's going to try to take him out. I think we're going to counterspell this, right? Or is he going to cascade just with one? Wow, it's a tough spot. I think in general it's fine, but we don't have removal. I think I'm going to spell pierce this. He wants to put 2 creatures into play. It's not that bad. Let's see what we find. Shirtless agent. That's huge. That's a huge find. Let's look at our top. What we have. Okay, counterspell. That's also top. I think we are going to draw that. And yeah, let's see what happens now. I think we did the right call. We find the counterspell. We needed. Wow. Inward Chewer. That's an amazing card. Okay, you want to do that? Let's do this. Into my graveyard, please. Wow, what a draw, what a draw, what a draw. What a draw. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now I think we can fetch 2 blue. We make consider. And no, I don't want to put this in the graveyard. We have a pack hand. I think this is really amazing. Well, we should not say victory too early. This deck is really good and is full of options. I really believe that we don't want to make expressive now. Is it correct? Not too expressive now? Well, having these 2 cards probably is correct. Yeah, let's do expressive. I think I feel like doing expressive. Wow, this is really nuts. I think we are going to put. Do we need Murktide? Yeah, I think we really need Murktide. What we don't need is the dispute. So Murktide goes to the hand. This goes down. This goes to the exile. We play that. Yeah, and we are going to pass, and that force of negation from our opponent goes into exile. Forest, basic forest. Waker of Waves. I think that's my favorite card from that deck. It's really good. They put a Living End into the grave. Sunken Rings. Sunken Rings is a very sweet addition to the deck. Wow, that's really something. I'm going to play land before combat because I had already situations that I'm hitting and they play Cascade in the middle of combat and I don't have the land, and it has been really a catastrophe. Wow. Wow. I think here we want to play the heals, or we want to close the game with a gigantic Murktide. No, I think we want to play the heals. I'm starting to think that, yeah, we wanted that counter spell we had before. We didn't know it at that time, but I think we kind of want it. What is he playing? Force of Negation to the heals. Wow. I think that's fine. We keep on playing. Okay, he tries to play a card. Going to fetch. I think we want to fetch for this. And now we are going to hit first. Yeah, I think definitely we should not have taken the Murktide. We should have taken the counter spell. Well, we learned that for next time. It put us in a precarious situation, the fact that we didn't took the counter spell, because with Ravagan we could have finished the game. And yeah, I think it's a combination of really very good decisions that were rewarded in the first turns, and now in the last turns we could have condemned our game just because not taking that counter spell out of the expressive iteration. Yeah, well, I think a lot of things to analyze here. Also, we have to be very careful, don't allowing them to resolve creatures in the late game, because we don't have any removal. So I think we have to be aggressive, like what we did with the Curator of Mysteries with our counter spell. Although thinking it twice, maybe with the Martides, you can be just attacking, and they will have to champ block, so you kill the creature anyway. But yeah, they have all sorts of scries with their cycling, and it could go wrong. So I think in general we play okay, but I'm not super happy with some decisions we made at the end of the game.